Hello, hello, House Nothing welcomes you to part 3 of my Season 4 Dragon's Crossing gameplay guide. I'm titling this episode Predator or Prey as a question. It could also be considered about transitioning from zone to zone. What I mean by Predator or Prey is when you are leaving a zone, when you have overpowered it, you are the predator, and you can make some decisions based on the fact that your level is high enough where the fights are not going to be nearly as challenging as they were a few levels ago. Whereas when you first get into a new zone, you need to make much different decisions based on the fact that you are in danger. You are the prey, and you need to, in my experience, be more conservative with your healing, be less concerned about optimizing all your quests and such, especially in Zone 2 and Zone 4 where there is not a healer readily available. I would say those two zones are where there's a lot of edge to be gained with experience, so I'm going to spend a lot of time on Zone 4 as well. But this episode we're going to be going to Zone 2 with one of each class this time. I'm going to do 3. And the first one I have lined up is actually going to be a ranger this time who died. This is the only death I've had so far this season, but there will be several. Our buddy Sergeant here in the Hall of Shame died at level 4, I believe. Or 5. Let's see. We're level 5. Okay. So when you die in this game, you lose all of your gear except for one item. I kept a goblin dagger, which is pretty nice. You usually want to keep either your weapon or your ring, usually a weapon. And what happened with this character, basically, like most of my rangers, he has pretty good quickness. He had better quickness with his other gear, and I was kind of chancing one last encounter. That's a pretty common way to die, is when you don't want to waste a quest, so you have like 30 or so HP, 20 or so HP, and you just have that one quest, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna click on the tile, and if it's really hard or the fight starts going really bad, I'm gonna run. And if the fight's going well or it's really easy, I'm gonna give it a good shot and try to get this last XP. And that's what happened. Poor Sergeant did that and fought a very tough Beastmaster, which is the hardest mob in Zone 2, and I failed to escape 3 times in a row despite being at a quickness advantage, and he killed me in 3 hits. So yeah, that's just a thing that's going to happen. Like I said, I was willing to do it at the end of the day. I had exactly 1 quest left. So this guy, let's see. This guy has done 45 quests, 3 days, and he's at 5 and 6 out of 9 to 6. So he's actually on a good pace still. That's kind of the difference between dying on your last quest. I'm only really going to lose... I'm going to lose some efficacy, obviously, because of the items, but I'm going to lose in terms of quests just what I get from the blacksmith to recover. And we're going to talk about level 5 for a little bit with this guy. This is why I wanted to show it, also because it's the only example of a death I had thus far. In level 5 with 6 of 9 XP, I would be farming Zone 1 anyways. But with this, I'm actually going to try to greed a little bit and try to save a couple quests from the blacksmiths by fighting without armor. Most of the time when you die, you do want to use the blacksmith. I'm going to need a weapon regardless. I just have an offhand weapon, so I will buy that. So this death has now cost me 1 quest. But when I do this, let's look at our stats. We have very nice damage. Our armor is straight up 0. So we basically have the choice. We could spend 3 more quests, get all 3 of these. That's 9 and 2. So these actually get a little bit better once you go to Zone 2. I didn't cover that. The level required, you see there is 4. When we started the game, it was 1. So these upgrade as you do the benchmark quests to get to a new zone. So since this guy actually died in Zone 2, my blacksmith gear did upgrade a little bit. So we're at 9 and 2, 3 and 2, 3.5 and 3, we'll call it. So I could be spending these 3 quests and getting 15.5 armor mitt chance and 7 armor mitt amount, which is exactly what I would do if I was going to Zone 2 right now, but I am not. what I'm doing with 6 out of 9, and like I said, even if this guy hadn't died, I'm not sure why I would be in Ados if I hadn't died. Maybe I got teleported there by Cocytus, for example. This is a thing that could happen. I would be getting these last 3 XP in the prairie, regardless. Reason being that while I do have a chance to not get XP here if I fight a level 1, so basically how it works in this game, if you're new, if you are out leveling the monster by 4 or more, there's a exclamation that comes up and tells you basically you've out leveled this zone and that you're not going to be getting any XP. You still do get gear in that situation, but you don't get any XP. So if I face a level 1 monster here in the prairie, which we can see it's possible. So that's a goblin, the low end on a goblin, adventurer, or dwarf is how that happens. But basically, if I get anything else, if I get the high end of those, I believe it's a 50-50 chance. I'm not sure we quite have that data, or I haven't collected it. Or a brigand, any stag, any troll, we get XP for that. So the reason I want to do that, instead of expending 2 quests to go to the forest and then back, I think it's more efficient to just kind of chance it. There's a non-zero chance that we'll get 3 level 1s in a row, and I'll feel sad right now, but I don't think that's the right call to use 2 quests traveling in order to get 3 experience. And another benefit, because I just died, is that I don't think I need that 15% armor chance. I don't need it for level 1. I would use it for zone 1. I would use it for zone 2, but I'm going to try to get a little greedy here, and I'm going to do at least 3 fights, maybe 4 or 5. I guess I could do less than 3 if I get in non-combat. But however many fights I do, I'm going to hope that I loot a ring, shoes, chest, or helmet. And then if I get a helmet, chest, or shoes, that's going to basically save me a quest from using the blacksmith. And the idea is that I'm not going to take so much damage that I need to heal twice instead of once because of this, because it's just a 15% chance that we're talking about to basically take 0. You know, it could go either way. I could get punished for this, but I think this is the best play. So since we are the predator in this zone, we're level 5, we're literally out-leveling some of them to the point where we get an error. I'm going to be more aggressive in this situation. Also, I'm going to note that when I'm splitting time between a low zone and a high zone, or I'm splitting time between, so in this example, level 5 and level 6, I don't want to use my skills at all when I'm in the lower zone or when I'm on the front end of a level up. This would apply more if I was already in the forest. If I was in the forest right now and I needed 3 XP, I was at 6 of 9, I would be trying really hard not to use any skills because I want to save them for when I'm already level 6. And when I come back, and the reason being that since I have to go back to Ados to level up anyways, I can heal then, even if I take a ton of damage, that a skill might have saved some of that. Whereas once I go back to the forest at level 6, I don't want to come back again. So I want to use my skills on that side of my level up to mitigate damage and basically not get trapped there where I'm at low health and don't have any good plays. So I still have 3 barbed projectiles. I have improvised trap available, but it's not better than barbed projectile yet. So yeah, I'm probably gonna be loading barbed projectiles for quite a while. All right, so let's get to it. I need 3 XP. All right, good. We got a level 2 goblin. We're just gonna attack it. Not even much to discover. See, we're doing a bunch of damage because we have our weapon. He parried for half that time, but that's good. Didn't get any gear, unfortunately. We'll try again. Level 2 adventurer, running pretty good. Would really love a ring from this guy. Nope. And 3 of 3. We got the upside 3 times, but like I said, it is in our advantage. Like, we could have got a brigand, stag, or troll, and it would have been perfectly fine. I'm no longer afraid of trolls. I haven't really been afraid of trolls beyond level 2. Like, the first day really is the only day you're really afraid of trolls. So I would have been happy to fight any of those. I just want to take as little damage as possible, and not that I can control that. Unfortunately, I took 7 there. So it's a little bit awkward, but and we didn't get any gear. So we chanced it. We might have taken a little extra damage because we didn't get a mitt proc or an armor proc. No real way to know. But we were hoping to get any gear there so we could kind of cheat a little bit. But no such luck. I think it was worth doing though. All right, so now we are 6. We are going agility and quickness for sure. If we had gotten a 4, I would have been deciding between starting to go with strength or going with more charisma. And at that point, I probably would have gone more charisma, because in zone 2, especially when you get a charisma check successfully, it's extremely valuable. It's kind of the most valuable then, because you can't heal and you just want to be, that efficiency is really rewarded. But we rolled a 1. We didn't. You only get really that choice when you roll a 3 or a 4. So it didn't matter there. We're probably about done with charisma on this character, to be honest. Although, 14 is quite high. How did I do that? I guess we started with 10 and we got 2 4s is probably what happened. Sergeant. Yep, he did start with 10. So I either rolled 2 4s on my attributes and put them in charisma, or I rolled like 1 4 and 2 3s maybe. He's level 5. So yeah, something like that happened. And I chose to put those into charisma instead of strength. And we're kind of ending the time where I'm going to think about doing that. But I did do it up front because he will be able to still succeed on some charisma checks in zone 2. And they're very impactful, like I said. We're going to be wasting these 2 skill points, I believe. So the debuff part of improvised trap, it says reduce monster armor mitigation amount by 20% plus strength divided by 1.5. So that's strength divided by 3 over 2, which is strength times 2 over 3, which is 2/3 of strength, is how you do those equations. So that's very little. It's like 5, less than 6. So that's 25-ish% reduction in their armor mitigation amount. It's very minimal. So I want to do the one that does the most damage, and right now it's barbed projectile, I believe. Yes. Because improvised trap is a d4 plus agility divided by 10 for 2 rounds. So that's 2.5 plus, that's going to round up to 3 with 27 agility. I just got a point of damage, by the way. Nice. So that's 3. So that's 5 plus 3 plus 3 is 11 total damage, whereas barbed projectile is agility divided by 9, which is still 3 plus 10, basically. 4 total d4s is 10, so that's 13 as opposed to 11. So I'm going to take the 2 more damage because the debuff doesn't matter quite yet. This is very good kind of mid and late in the game once they get a bunch of armor met and I get my strength up a bit with gear and starting to put points there, but I'm not going to focus on it for now. It's just barbed projectile. So now I got to take my medicine and use the blacksmith like I said we would. I do not want to go to zone 2 like this, but so yeah, that's going to put me down to 8 quests, and then I'm going to be down to 7 quests in zone 2, and it's kind of awkward, but that's where we're at. I don't want to use a heal for 12 health. Alright, we'll see how this goes. This could go bad. Alright, so that puts us at 8. We are at 15.5 and 7 like I thought, which definitely matters. Yeah, I'm not going to heal, so I'm going to go there with 7 quests and 93 health and 3 barbed projectiles. I'm going to hope I can get 7 kills. Maybe I get a persuade check. This is when a persuade would be really clutch. Hopefully I get kind of the lower spectrum of mobs, and hopefully these barbed projectiles can turn some of the tougher fights easy. I will probably use my quickness to run away from the toughest mob, just because it's, first of all, it drops warrior gear. I'll show you what I'm talking about if you're new. Each of these zones is going to be kind of similar. It's not as pronounced as zone 1 where the troll is so much better than the rest, but they all kind of have a chonker, like a big tough guy. I'm not 100% sure on all these numbers, by the way, and all this gear. It's kind of, patchwork. But the Beastmaster is the one, and this drops 3 warrior items. So, like in Zone 1, when I was going to be a little more aggressive fighting the troll with a ranger, I'm going to be a little more aggressive fighting the Beastmaster with a warrior in Zone 2, just because there's more of a reward to go with the risk. Whereas with this ranger, this isn't really much of a reward at all, so I'll probably be running from Beastmasters until I get up to like level 8 or so. Maybe 7. It depends on the context. Some of them are tough with like 50 hit points, and some have like 35, so it definitely matters. Alright, so we are equipped. We have no gear in the inventory. We want a ring really bad, and we're probably not going to be able to kill 7 things, but we'll try. Alright, here we are back. We have already unlocked the camp and the daily quest, both of which I'm going to be ignoring for now. Alright. We got, okay, interesting. We got the elf, which is in fact on the lower end. We got a reasonably hard version of it. It is kind of split between these 3 and these 3, although these are kind of jumbled together. So do I want to persuade at a 2 charisma disadvantage? I think I do. The reward is awesome. That could be the difference between getting that last experience or not. The risk is, it matters if I get hit here, but if I don't get a little lucky here, I'm not going to be using all my quests efficiently, so I'm going to take the risk because I think the reward is the ratio is good. Like risk reward is what I mean. Ow. Alright, so we rolled a 6 against an 11, 27 versus 20. So she exceeded my charisma by more than 4, therefore she hit me. And that sucks. So I'm not going to use a skill. She's only got 25 XP. I'm just going to try to hit her. We did clank, by the way. So my armor did pay off there once already. Dang it. Didn't want to take that much damage. It's not great. Not great, and we're not getting loot, which we really need loot right now. Okay, I always do this on the orb. Almost always. There's like some very edge cases where I won't do this. The bottom one on the orb, where I just literally have nothing to do with the quest, and I would be wasting it, and then I would try to touch it, but this is not that scenario, and I did not get a quest, because that would have been very useful to heal with. Alright, so we got chunked there for like 30. Ugh. This is going to be a rough one. But yeah, I definitely think it was worth going for the persuade there. Alright, we get an orc. This is pretty tough. He's got 40 health. I'm going to use a barbed projectile here. This is a good time to be doing, what did I say? My damage was like 13 damage. So I'm going to take off like a third of his health with this barbed projectile on average. And hopefully he's going to give me some gear. Ooh, nice hit there, 16. We got a clank again. This is why you buy the armor. Okay, and we got a nice hat. And this, obviously, anything I find now is going to be great because we're in starter gear. Even with the +1, everything we find is going to be better. So our armor is now up to 20. Hang on, I was clicking it and it doesn't really have an animation when they look the same. So we're up to 20. Nice, okay. We're at 52. I predict pain for this run. Oh no, I've got 5 quests, 52 health, coming off a death. I've got 2 skills, which is nice. Man, so what I'm thinking about is the minimum quest needed to heal is 3. It costs 1 to go back to the prairie, 1 to heal, 1 to come back. So if I did that right now, which I'm not, I would gain like 33 health. I'd be at 85-ish with 2 quests left, like in 2 skills. So that doesn't work. That's overkill. Yeah, I have 2 barbed projectiles, so I'm not doing that. I don't have any items to consider using on the smelter, which is relevant at this point in the game for sure. So I don't like any of my options really, but I'm going to fight. There are definitely some scenarios where this goes well for me, but not that many, to be honest. Okay, here's our boy, the Beastmaster. This is a low health one, noticeably. low charisma too. If we got the persuade, that would be awesome. So let me think. The main problem with the Beastmaster as compared to the Troll is that he's got a lot of quickness. And actually, in some of the later zones, Zone 4 especially, the monsters, the really big chunkers don't have a lot of quickness, and like the Troll doesn't. It varies. So this is a problem. The problem is if I knew I could run and succeed, I would definitely do it and try to get 4 XP out of these last quests. But with 16 to 19, there's a decent chance he hits me anyways, and that's a disaster. So since he has only 34 hit points and I have 2 skills, I can basically, I mean, this is where Barb Projectile is a little unfortunate because you can't really get all your value in a fight like this because it takes so long to get the dots. I think I'm going to use a Barb Projectile. If I barely win this fight, I have to go back and heal and come back and get 1 more XP, but that's still 2 XP. Whereas if I flee and he hits me like once or twice, then I'm in the same situation where I have to go back and I get 1 XP instead of 2. And yeah, even though I don't need any of this gear, I guess that makes sense. Maybe if I get a shield, I'll use this shared stash, by the way. So this is a bad situation. This is unfortunately, I mean, it's fortunate. It's a game design choice. This game puts you in bad situations a lot where you're not always just like choosing between the good choice and the bad choice. It's the bad choice and the worst choice. So I think it's actually worse to try to flee just because we're so close in quickness. Like the worst case scenario, it's not the worst. I guess he could kill me while I'm fleeing. That's the worst case scenario. But like getting hit twice trying to flee and then I'm down to 30 and 4 quests. I don't have any good plays at that point. Whereas if I use a Barb Projectile, hopefully I can hit him 2 or 3 times, and I'm probably still down, 20 or 30 hit points, but at least at that point I will have gained the XP, and then I can come back and get 1 more XP. So that's my choice. Final answer, I don't love it. I really did not want to fight a Beastmaster here. Okay, we hit him, he clanked, he's got a pretty good armor. So, we got 4 for Barb Projectile. So now, this is where, for new players, if I used Barb Projectile again, I would get the upfront damage, the D4 plus my agility divided by 9, but you don't stack dots from the same effect, so I wouldn't get 2 D4 of damage next time. I would basically replace the dot that is in effect now with a new dot, and I don't want to do that. So we just attack. Hopefully we hit him hard. We did not. We parry clanked. Good job, armor. So that time he would have only done 6 damage. That was on the low end. So my armor would have got it already. So the parry was kind of superfluous. But you can see why I bought the armor from the blacksmith. It's paid for itself. It's just too risky to do it in Zone 2 like that without armor. Nice. That should do it. Nice. So we needed that big hit for 17 like that. And then the dot hit for 4, so we got away with it. No loot. Now we're still in a tough spot. So I have a skill. I have 14 charisma. There are some ways that this can go well for me if I click the thing. But even if I fight with 30, I get a good pull. I get like an elf or something and kill her really quick, and then I'm at 25. Like I'm never gonna get these 4. Almost never going to get these 4 quests done with 30, so I just have to come to terms with the fact that I'm going to have to heal. Otherwise, I'm just, like, if I fight 1 more, use my skill live, and I'm down to 10, then my day is basically just over. I can't heal, come back, and then I'm at 0 quests if I do that, and there's nothing to do here otherwise. I don't want to go to the thicket and then come back. I guess I could technically do that. I don't know why I would do that. Like I said, I'm not into that. So I'm going to go back, heal, and come back and do 1 more quest. And it is very inefficient to do that, but that way I can fight with 65 or so health instead of 30. So like fighting with 30 right now, there's a non-zero chance that I die, especially if I get another Beastmaster. If I come back and fight at 65, I should be safe against almost anything. If I had gear, I would consider the daily, but probably not. So anyways, Unfortunately, I just have to go back and heal. This is where I would really want to use the smelter. If I hadn't died, I could heal for 1, and then I would have, if I hadn't died, I'd be close to 20 items about right now through day 4. And I could use 10 of them with this smelting to get another quest, which would be perfect. But I just don't have the items because I died, unfortunately. So I'm going to go back to the forest and do 1 quest, and I'm going to be done. There's nothing I could do, I don't think. I mean, maybe with retrospect, I could have played this optimally, but it just doesn't work like that. So 65, maybe I'll get like an orb or something. That would be great, or like another non-combat encounter, because this guy needs some help. You really need to find gear after you die, and I only found 1. Killing, how many did I kill? I killed 3 before, and then 3 here, maybe 4. So I'm like 1 for 7, running bad, and a bad time to run bad, so... Alright, and we got a fairy. I guess I will do this. Can't take it with you, but actually it's fine. The fairy potentially gives gear, so it doesn't matter. I'm not complaining. I am complaining about that, and no non-combat encounters, so we just wasted that. So like I said, if I had done that at 30 health before, I could have maybe squeaked out 1 more XP, like taking 0 damage, but I don't want to do that and risk dying. I'm still going to waste quests at the end instead of traveling and healing. I'm going to waste quests just sitting here. Once I get down to like 10 to 20 health with bad gear in like 2 quests, I just literally have nothing to do. So the way I did it was safer, so that if that fairy was something harder or that fight went really bad, I'm still safe. So that's kind of the best I could think of, but this went badly. See if we can do better with our warrior. I'm going to use the... I already used those. I used you. I'm going to use Gundala, actually. Again, I did her at part 1. So I'm trying not to do the same heroes too much, but I don't actually care that much. So let's look at Gundala. She had a bad day 1. I actually showed her off that she had a good day 2 yesterday. So this is day 3. We are level 4 and 1/3 of the way to level 5. So I chose her. Yeah, she's a good one to show for this. So at the beginning of the day, we have 15 quests. We have pretty good gear. 2-handed weapon. We need a chest piece. Good shoes. Good ring. That's a good ring, actually. Anyways, so we have pretty good gear. We're going to go to the prairie, obviously. Or we'll go ahead and switch these out, though it doesn't matter too much. But I think the chop is 1 more point of damage, so we want to get these last 6 XP and not use any skills and heal as little as possible. We can't really control how much we heal without using any skills, so that's just kind of RNG, but I want to use my skills on the other side of this level up when I'm in the forest, just because that's when I switch from the predator to prey, where I want to have the options to nuke somebody with overhand chop and get me out of a bad situation at the end of the day. Yeah. So not too much to say here, except we did get a persuade check. We will gladly try to use it to avoid taking damage. Did not succeed because we rolled a 5 against a 10. Sad. That's a 19 against a 16. So we needed to beat. So a 19 against a 16. I won by +3. So like we said before, that range constitutes a tie, which is what we saw. We needed to get 1 higher, and we would have got a free XP there and took no damage. But we didn't get hit, so yeah, we're just going to be attacking. Like I said, I don't really have much of a decision to make other than that. Hello! Alright, so this is what it looks like to get an NFT. This is the first one I've gotten on camera. Awesome. Alright, so you take it, and then this is where... I'm not going to do anything really with respect to this shard until the end of the day. At the end of the day, I want to camp to secure it once I'm at 0 quests. This is actually a spot where it matters how quickly I find the camp in Zone 2, but we'll get to that anyways. Alright, so nothing to do with that now. Because if I were to get like excited, if I was really new, I saw a shard, and I was like... I went to the Discord and was like, hey guys, I got a shard, what do? I don't see it in my wallet. And they'd be like, oh, you have to camp to make it an NFT, which is true. And then I went back and camped right now. I would lose these 14 quests. I would get really burned by that. That's a terrible idea. You don't want to do that. You do this at the end of the day when you're at 0 quests. So, okay. So we got a good example of that. All right, just attack. Maybe we can improve our sword. Or get a chest piece. Yeah, maybe. I don't think that's better. 3.07 crit, 2 hit points. I mean, yeah, it's a nominal advantage to crit. I don't want to... I mean, I don't really care about the 1 hit point that much, but, you know, it's better than 12% or 12 basis points towards a crit. All right, 4 more. Just fighting. Give me something. Nope. Well, let's see. That's not going to be better because these are, yep, those are my crit boots that I got in day 1. Stick with those. Just get them dead. And unfortunately, we're not going to be at full with 1 heal. We'll have to see how low we go. Oh, nice. Perfect. We're at 8 of 9. Nice. Okay. So 90% of the time, I'm going to get 1 XP out of this. Okay. Perfect. That's my dude right there. He's totally redeemed himself since season 2. He was kind of the subject of much pain, or the cause of much pain. Ooh. Okay, perfect. So let's look at Gundala again because I haven't played her in a while. Just my basic build, strength, quickness, agility, or do I want charisma? Let's see. That would be my question. So we're currently, okay, we have boots, so we're at 13 charisma because I put 4 points so far out of 3 level ups. So I either got 2 4s already or 4 and 2 2s, I don't remember. Or, sorry, a 4 and 2 3s. So she's rolling well on her attributes. I am actually going to put 2 points into charisma here because, like I said, I really would like to hit a few of these in zone 2. That's when they're kind of at their most impactful. And if she gets a little bit more gear, I probably won't put more than this, but I'll start going agility after this. But if she gets a little more gear, she can even land some in zone 3, which doesn't matter as much as zone 2 because there's a healer, but you do need to find the healer, and it still matters. But I really want to hit a couple persuade checks if I get the chance in zone 2 because that's when it's really impactful. All right, so, whereas, you know, getting half a point towards a critical definitely helps, but it's not as impactful, you know, on average, I think. But I will switch over to agility probably from now on. We'll have to see. Don't really have anything to do with that. I am now level 5. Right. So we're going to the forest for the first time. As you can see on my leaderboard, my furthest zone discovered is Eidos, and when I click on that forest tile, that's when it's going to put my benchmark here. So right now I haven't discovered any zones, but when I discover zone 2 for the first time, that's when your total quest used becomes benchmark, and that'll stay constant until you get to zone 3, whereas your total quest will go up, and then it'll switch over again and kind of just do like that. And like I said before, I don't put much stock in that at all. I'm going to heal for 1. Healing for 2 would be a bit of a waste. There's a pretty decent chance we have to come back anyways. So yeah, I'm not going to heal for 9 more health right now. Okay, let's go. I really want a chest piece, but I can't control that. So we go there. Is it 35 or 36? Oh, I healed. Okay, so I healed and then I moved there, so it's 37, so it does count the move as well. Not that this matters at all, but I probably went up some in rank. Like I said, I don't look at rank. All right, I want to fight. I want to get some easy guys and use my skills. I want to use these chops on kind of the... so early in the game here in Zone 2, like the Hermit, the Lich, and the Beastmaster, I want to take chances and try to get some of this Beastmaster loot, by the way, but I'm not going to be a maniac about it. But stuff like the Hermit and the Lich, they can do a bunch of damage. They have some nasty skills, but they often have low health. So that's when I mean, really, your barbed projectiles and your fire bolts are great, but that's not what we got. All we got is overhand chop, so that's what we're going to use just to try to shorten those fights. The orc is kind of middle of the pack. He usually has more health actually than these, but they do more damage. So that's kind of where I want to use these chops, is in, like, as usual on the harder mobs. Okay, hermit, like I said, only 27 health. Like, that's not much. So getting a chop here. Oh, I should have looked at my strength before to see if I have any gear moves. I don't think so. All right, so overhand chop is divided by 7, so that's 21 is 3 plus 3/7 is going to round down. So I need one more strength actually, and I would round up, and if I get 2 more strength, I get another bonus damage. So I really want to find strength gear. Right now I'm going to do the overhand chop and do 6.5 damage on average. Oh, good. So we did 9 damage. Perfect. That's like a third of his health. Like I said, that's when these skills are good. And this is why I won't use most of the later skills at this point in the game, just because the starter skills, you want direct damage, and those later skills that buff and debuff, they scale so much, like based on your stats, that they're almost always going to be better later in the game than now. So I don't use many advanced skills for a while. Like level 4 skills, Rending Blow. I don't think I have Rending Blow on this gal. I might put it on her, but I think I have one. But like stuff like that, Rending Blow, Improvised Trap stuff, Force Shield especially, stuff that's good late in the game, like it's probably just worse than your basic skills right now in almost all circumstances. Alright, so he also has pretty low hit points. I'm probably just going to double chop and try to get through this. It's a risk-reward situation. He drops a very nice main hand, a nice two-hand, and a very nice offhand. I really want the offhand more than anything. Though I don't have I do have a main hand. I don't have a bonus damage on it, though. I really don't want to die with this, by the way, but rock and roll. Yeah, nothing much to say. I'm going to go for it. So this is where I might run away for efficiency's sake. If I was a ranger with like 20 or more, like maybe. But I'm not going to do that with this. And like I said, we're equal in quickness anyway, so I might just run away and fail and get hit for 20 or 30 damage anyways. I'd rather just like suck it up and kill him. All right, but we're going to use our skills here, probably both. All right, good clank. We're not going to fight anything harder than this, so I might as well use my skills and figure out where I'm at as quickly as possible in terms of after this fight. So that's why I just spam them. Like I said, it's not going to get harder than this. I just want to take as little damage as possible here. 14, nice. Do it again. Ow. Went for 16. Oh, he crit. I didn't notice. All right. Or he mauled me. So I think it's kind of a bug, or maybe I didn't see it. Like when they cast this skill, they get their damage immediately. So I think he cast this and then rolled maximum. So this is a dangerous skill in addition to having nice... yeah, that's actually the dangerous part about the Beastmaster. He doesn't look... I mean, he looks pretty bad based on his damage, but that part will get you. And it just got me hit. Perfect. And we probably won initiative. I don't know because I have auto roll on. Hopefully we get loot. Damn it. Really wanted to get loot there. Alright, so I'm out of skills. I have 70 health and 6 quests. Awkward. This is a kind of a similar situation as my last guy. But that's what Zone 2 will do to you. And Zone 4 as well. It'll put you in awkward situations. Not much I do here except fight. I don't want tough ones. Okay, the elf isn't too bad. I just need to hit her. She's a little dodgy. Alright, we parried that time. Ow. Ow. 1. Damn it. This isn't going well. No loot. Alright, so now I'm in a tough spot where it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to... Yeah, there's little to no expectation that I can get these 5 quests done like this. But I'm going to fight once. I really don't want to fight a Beastmaster here. Otherwise, I think it's fine. I'll be pretty safe at 45. My quickness is 16. This gives me some more flexibility. Charisma would obviously be awesome right here. So I'm going to fight once. Then I'm going to be at 4. And I'm probably going to have to go back and heal and come back for your 2 fights if I use the smelter. That's my tentative plan, although I don't have enough loot for that. Let me rethink that. Yeah, this hero just has not been finding loot. I haven't died. This is all I've found. Shoot. That's a problem. So hopefully I will find loot in this fight. If I don't, it's awkward, but there's nothing I can do about it. So I do want to take a fight here. There's a decent chance I end up running. I don't want to risk dying, especially with the shard, but I don't put too much weight on stuff like that at this point. Alright, good. We got a fairy. Just need to hit it. It's kind of similar to the elf. Ow. Okay. Not too bad. Give me loot. Damn it. Oh, this is awkward. Now we're at 32. I can go back and heal 1. Then come back at 60 something. And then I probably don't even get to camp, though I could start finding. Oh man. Okay, so I've succeeded 4 times on this, and I haven't unlocked a tile, which actually matters right now because there's a camp in zone 2. Man, this is bad. This has put me in awkward spots. Gotta look. Am I wearing the right hat? That's giving me 2 strength. I should have looked at this before. I don't think I'm wearing the right hat. So I'm wearing this because it's giving me 2 strength, but am I using that 2 strength? I don't think I am, because I'm at 24. So that's not even rounding up my overhand chops, not that that matters anymore. I need to get to 26 for the next bonus damage, so I'm not using that 2 strength, so I should use the armor instead temporarily. And then once I get more strength, I can switch back to that. So I wish I had found that earlier. That's a bit of a misplay on my part, because I definitely could have used that armor chance and parry. Oh man. Alright, so we go back and heal, come back. That's 3 quests. That's 1 at 65. I just went through this. I really want a smelter here. I don't have it though. I need to find a loot. So at 32, it's getting risky here. Man, it's rough. It's rough. This is rough. This is like a really tough spot. I'm gonna fight. I may run. We'll see. God damn it. Okay, he's fatigued, which helps, but I'm not gonna try to fight this guy. I have a 16 quickness against his 14. This is just a run. Man, this is not going well. Alright. Fail, but he didn't hit me with his maul, thank God. This is rough. Do it again. I don't have any better options. Please succeed. I got hit. He clanked at least. Please don't kill me like this. He's outrolling me consistently. He might kill me. Okay. We were advantaged. We got our 17, which goes to a 21. He got a 16, which goes to 19.5. So basically, I just had to tie or exceed his dice to get out of there. All right. I think we go back and are very sad. We try to get an XP. Oh, we're level 5. I'm embarrassed. I should have been thinking about this. I thought we were level 6 instead of level 5. So yeah, we probably, instead of that last fight, I was not thinking in terms of gaining XP in the prairie, but I really should have been. So I thought we were level 6 for some reason. So do we want to try to get 2 fights here in the prairie? I think we do. It's a little bit risky, but we can potentially get 2 experience here. Nice. Man, that's something I really should have realized, that we were level 5 instead of level 6, because like I said at the beginning, it's completely viable to farm some XP when you're in a tough spot. I thought I was in the same spot as my ranger was right before. I was kind of like equivocating them, but he was level 6, which is why it was so tough for him. that was a much easier spot for me to play better. So I might have left. I think that last fight where I got a Beastmaster is kind of borderline. Like I probably should have came back to the prairie then and got 3 fights here. But I think before that we played it fine. I just wasn't thinking about it correctly. All right, so 1 quest. Try not to die. All right, good. We can bully these monsters, and we got 2 XP, and we got a ring. Is that good? Right on time. Nothing happens. That's fine. This is giving me 2 strength and a bonus armor amount. That's going to be tough to beat at this point in the game. That doesn't do it. That doesn't do it. Okay, so we're done. Now is where we're going to camp. I'm going to do it off camera because I have my microphone plugged in to where I usually use a hardware wallet for this. So yeah, I'll do that off camera. But this is where you want to do this, and that will create a shard NFT in your wallet. Okay, we were forced to take a little break there to wait for our cooldown timer to go. But we'll go ahead and finish this up pretty quick. I'm going to play Malachi again. He's the guy we played last time. I guess he's had 1 session in between. He did pretty well. I think this guy's doing good. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Not bad. Alright. Let's see. That's better. Okay, so we got 1 wisdom on the bench. That matters. I'll try to remember that. That doesn't matter too much. That's close. Alright. Anyways. Malachi, so we are at 6 of 9 XP on the way to 5, so I'm going to gain these 3 XP. Hopefully I don't take much damage, and then I'm going to go to the forest. Yes, I'm going to go to the forest and do as well as we can, and this time I'm going to remember that I'm level 5 instead of level 6. So instead of having a conniption thinking about what to do, I'm just going to come back to the prairie when I get low in health and finish out my day there, and hopefully that'll bring me close to level 6, and then I can stay in the prairie tomorrow and get all the way to level 6 there, and then go to the forest for good. That's what I should have done on Gundala my last run earlier today, but I forgot. So let's see, we're at 21 wisdom. We got 1 wisdom on the bench. That's fine. This guy's got pretty good gear. Okay, so yeah, try not to take damage. Don't want to heal. Nice. Not so nice. Take the proc chance. Stick with the proc chance rather. I will gamble. I will always gamble. It's in your favor. Bad example. I lose 1 strength, 1 wisdom, 1 agility. So that just knocked me from 21 to 20 wisdom, which is the only thing that matters there. So I'm doing 1 less damage. It was 7 to 14. So I could equip this and get 1 more wisdom, but it's going to be the same amount of damage, isn't it? Yeah, because that's a D8 plus 2 bonus damage. This is a D8. So now they're pretty equivalent. If I had a ring or anything else that could give me 1 wisdom here, it would be good. But whatever, I'm about to level up. Alright. Nice. That sword sucks even for rangers. Alright. Level up. Beautiful. This is Malachi. Wants pretty much what every wizard would do here, mage would do here, is do this. Yeah. I haven't covered this, but I almost never use the hit points thing. You can spend 2 points for 1 hit point. I've used it a little bit in the past, like for some of my warriors or some of my other classes that didn't really have a 3rd stat. I would when I'd roll a 3, I'd put 1 in agility. When I roll a 4 late in the game, I'd put 2 into 1 hit point. But I'm kind of over that. I don't think it's worth it. It's just kind of a ripoff. But with the mage, it doesn't matter. I'm never going to use it. I would only use that if I had 2 stats that matter, which is mostly on a warrior. All right. Yep, we're good. So I'm at 82 of 90, or we just went up, 89 of 105. Interesting. I'm gonna learn some skills on this guy eventually. Probably haste and something else. I don't know. Doesn't matter. For right now, I'm just trying to be as efficient as possible, which means I don't think I'm gonna heal. So with 88, I really want to get 5 or 6 experience at least, and then do the rest in the prairie. Yeah, so this is how I should have been thinking about it for Gandala. I'm going to try to learn from my mistake. Okay. We're at 22 wisdom now. We got our point of damage back. And I can't really do much else. I have 3 firebolts, so I'm just going to use these firebolts aggressively to get as much experience in the forest as possible. And then I'm going to come back and finish it out in the prairie almost certainly, unless I get a ton of persuade checks or whatever. Yeah, that's the plan. And I'm not going to heal right now, but we're a little bit close to thinking about it. No, I'm not going to heal. All right. And I didn't really say this for the new people, like explicitly. I guess I've acted like this, and I probably should have led with this. But I am on all my characters. I think this is just like, I don't think this is debatable. But I do on all my characters wait till level 5, and then on level 5, that's when I'm starting to explore the forest. And I will kind of, mix in some prairie fights like I have when they're convenient. But so the forest has bad guys that range from 4 to 8, I believe. Meaning that if you go here at level 4 and fight a level 8, I think maybe the Lich does it too, you'll be at a disadvantage in that they'll have a question mark. So you don't want to come here at level 4. Because then the Beastmaster will like boost up his stats a bunch and you have no chance against him. And you just have to run and he's going to wail on you and it's a disaster. I think one of these can go to 8 too, I forget. So like what you want to do is wait till 5, like pretty much always for this. And then we're going to leave here at level 8. Because at level 8, that's when I stop getting experience for my low roll fairies and elves. So you want to, and then I want to start working on zone 3 at that point because I want to start unlocking tiles in zone 3. That's when it becomes very important. So I kind of didn't explain that. I probably should have at first. So it's kind of just, that's what I do. I don't think it's really that debatable. Maybe some people have some edge cases where they would do something different, but that's how I'm playing these zones. And then in zone 4, that's when it gets wonky because you don't have an option that avoids all of the potential exclamation point errors. So that'll be fun. That's always a fun time in the game, trying to navigate that. All right, right now, let's kill this. And I want to fight elves, if possible. Ooh. So I want to fight elves to get mage gear. That's a nice helmet. We had this dumb hat. These guard helmets are pretty bad, but the skull cap is excellent. Yeah, it's almost 13% proc chance. It's amazing. Wow. Quickness, charisma too. That's going to help me so much. That was a really good pull. Because now my quickness is 20. So we saw earlier the Beastmaster's around 16. So I can make some business decisions a lot easier at 20 and beyond with quickness in terms of running away from the Beastmaster. Like strategically, not because I have to, but because I want to. So that's why it's really nice to pile on the quickness even this early in the game. And then charisma is always good too. Like I said, we're just a 3-stat build here. I completely dump these two. They don't matter. All right. 74 health, and we get the persuade check. We're at a +5. Always taking that. This would be great. Damn it. Rolled a 3 against a 12 and got hit because 25 is 4 more than 21, which is exactly what happens for me to get hit. So we got punished there, sadly. All right, he was inspired, so he's got a 30% boost to his charisma. If he didn't have this modifier, I would have not gotten hit with those rolls. Oh well. All right, we're going to use a skill. I want to kind of use skills on this side of my healing. Getting some nice dot damage. We're at +3 now for the dots. Ooh. These are good weapons, but not for me. That's good ranger weapons. So, sadly, I'm a mage. I want to fight elves. Hey, that's an elf. Do I want to use a skill here is the question. Normally, I would never use a skill in the level 4 elf, but I do want to make sure I get at least 5 XP here in the forest. No, I'm not going to do it. Hit the elf, please. Ouch. Nice. Elven ring. That's another nice thing. So the elf gives you that ring, and it gives you 2 mage items. There's the camp I was talking about with my last guy. So yeah, the elf gives you 2-hander, dark metal rod, 1-hander, seeing spell sword, and the elven ring is excellent. But what I really want is to fight hermits and elves, because the hermit gives you the offhand. But I've got a good 2-hander now, so I would kind of need both of these in order to switch off my 2-hander, I think. But it's something to strive for. All right, 46 health and 2 skills. I want to get at least 2 more kills, preferably 3. Oh wait, I need to equip my ring, probably. This isn't very good. Excellent. Ooh, it gives me a wisdom and 2 charisma, tons of crit, and parry. Nice. It's a big upgrade there. That would be a really good hit on a ranger. But anyways. Okay, another persuade check. We're up to 20 now. We were 18 last time. Let's go. Nice. We got everything. So this is what I mean. This is really impactful right now. That can like make it so I gain a full another experience here, as opposed to having to go to the prairie. Like, it's just extremely impactful. And I get loot, so maybe. No, I don't get loot, but I mean, even getting the just the XP is very important too. I need loot, but you can't really control that. I would absolutely do it either way. Let's go. All right, am I going to use a spell here? I think I am, because I probably only have 2 more fights. I want to use both of these firebolts in the forest. So this is not one of the harder fights. I just want to get it over with so that I don't have a hard decision for the last one. Nice. And I have, ooh, there's this singing spell sword, like I said. Maybe we'll fight the helmet and get the 20-sided die. So also, I said I was going to need a combination because this is a D8 and 2 bonus damage. So even though this has a wisdom and 2 charisma, which is really nice, it's going to do 2 less damage if I equip this. But if I get an offhand to go with it, then I'm awesome. Then I'm cooking, and I would do that for sure. This 1 wisdom doesn't do anything for me either. All right, I want to use this firebolt. I want to get 2 more XP in the woods would be amazing. Another elf. So I think this is where... Do I use the skill? I don't know. Do I use the skill here? All things even, I'm never using the skill here, but all things are not even. I want to get 2 XP. Does it help me here? Now, I'm just going to fight her, and I'm going to reevaluate afterwards. But in that scenario, if I take like 15 damage, I'm at 25. Am I really taking another fight? That's kind of stupid to risk dying at that point. So actually, I think I use the skill. I just want to get it over with because it makes it easier on me for my next decision if I use the skill here, if that makes sense. If I can just get out of here. Okay, I got out of there. I took 1 hit. I'm at 34. Nice. Though I don't think that's better. So that's a legendary ring. It looks like it has a bonus on crit, but I don't think that's enough better. Yeah, I stick with this one. I want the charisma. So since I used the firebolt there and preserved my life total at 35, I can just kind of make a better decision here. I also get a chance to persuade. I think it's just better to do it like that. I may end up running here, and then I'm at 3 XP, and I can level up in the prairie. But I'll give myself the chance to get lucky here, because getting 1 more XP would be great. Underlich, not great. He's level 7. He's not fast. So I'm going to take at least 1 round and reevaluate. If I miss and he hits me hard, I think I probably just run, because I don't want to have this come down to a coin flip, and then when I get to the prairie I need to heal too. So it needs to go well quickly in this fight for me to stick around, but I have good gear. You know, I have 30% armor. That ring, that Elven ring, really helped me. I'm at good damage. I'm at really good crit, 12%. You see the stuff goes up really quickly, like I said. So I'm going to take a round and reevaluate. That is interesting. I'm going to take another round and reevaluate. Although if I run now, go to the prairie, fight 3 times, I probably don't have to heal. Increase monster critical chance. Ooh. That is a dangerous skill. I think I actually just run, sadly. Yeah, I didn't get lucky on this one. I think it's time to bail. I gave myself a shot at it, you know, a charisma check there, or fighting an easy mob, and would really help me, but I think it's time to cut my losses. I'm at a 20 against an 8, so he needs to outroll me by 4 in order to mess up my flee. Let's get out of here. Let's go back to the prairie. We are the prey here. I want to be the predator for these last 3 experience, and then we'll move to the forest full time. Fail! Alright, at least he missed. Fail. Fail. He exceeded me by 5 when he needed 4. This is not awesome, by the way. Alright, we rolled a 7 against a 4, so that sucked. And now I'm going to have to heal and finish off level 5 in the prairie. I'll get some amount of experience today, and I'll get the rest of it at the start of tomorrow. So that last encounter really hurt me, but that's how it is. 11 is just too low. I mean, I can probably kill 1 guy, but what's the point? Why would I risk my life when I'm not going to kill 3 guys like this? Like, it's just, why would I do that? So it's obviously going to be a heal. I could consider a smelter here. See how these 2 fights go. Like, I can pretty much just convert 10 of these items into a quest to do now instead of the start of tomorrow. That's a possibility. Alright, I think we'll probably do that. Dang. So I think I just run from this guy, sadly. I don't think he can really give me anything. Not really. I mean, an NFT sometimes, I guess. I'd rather preserve my life total as much as possible. Alright, that sucked. Alright, that time we got a level 2. Got him. Hey, there's an improvement. Showed me. Okay, 0.25, we take it. Alright, so now let's talk about the smelter. So basically the best case scenario for using this smelter is that you immediately use that to just get 1 more fight. So the reason I would use it now is to basically like use this life total, because ending right now I'm kind of just like wasting it. I'm going to need to get 2 more experience before going back to the forest regardless. So like obviously I could smelter, I could get a level 1 and be sad, but I could just as easily get a level 1 to start my next session anyway, so it's just all value to use a smelter here, because whatever damage I take on this 42, doesn't matter, whereas the damage I take at the start of the next day can matter, because I probably won't heal it before going to the forest, if that makes sense. Alright, so I definitely need that. I don't need hardly any of this. Backup, one-handed weapon. No, I got the sword. Backup ring. I try to keep backups when I can. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The time has passed for even thinking about the shared stash. Alright, so I'll just get rid of the top row. I guess there's a non-zero chance I do it twice, because you're really not going to get more efficient than using the smelter in this scenario. Like, it's only risky to like not use it, and then maybe you die with 20 items in your inventory. So, I mean, you're just not going to get better than this, like in terms of efficiency for using your items. Alright, we got a level 2. I could not persuade. I guess it doesn't really matter. I guess I'll just persuade. Why not? I get everything, aka nothing. I think I'm gonna do it again. What would I want to keep? I would want to keep this for sure. Maybe that in case I get my weapon. So the reason you think about keeping items is in case you get a chest and it takes one of your items. So I could keep an extra ring and this sword just in case I lose my ring. I don't want to lose that. But now if the treasure chest takes one of these 3 items, it kind of hurts me. So that would be a reason not to use the smelter. But I'm going to go ahead and use it, because if I can get this last XP now, I'll basically start the next session going to the forest with full health. So I'm going to do that. I don't value, backup items for the chest that highly. But I do keep that in mind, but I just want to get this prairie fight over with now instead of later, because these smelter quests do count against you. I'll now be at like 62, I think, or 3 at the end of the day. No, this is on my 3rd day with this guy. Okay, cool. So I'm at 46. I'll be at 47 because I used the smelter twice after this. Okay, let's do it. Give me a level 2 or higher. Alright, nice. We got it. So now the next day for this guy, I just start off. Oh, great. That's a waste of that. Unfortunately, I could use that last round. Didn't work like that. That's 3 times that's happened to me on camera. No big deal. Some will say it's all luck. Alright. 2 quickness, 1 charisma at this point. I want to be able to strategically flee the Beastmaster, so I want that quickness still. Alright. Great. So, yep, now we're level 6, and like I said, we go to the forest at full health because of that smelter action. Alright, so that's today. Tomorrow or the next day, we'll be probably talking about the transition from Zone 2 to Zone 3. I probably will skip the days in between where you just farm and get better equipment. Alright, see you then.